Okay, so right now let's head to the drum section as always, and I'm going to show you what this track, how I created this track. All right, so on the drums, you know, I put FabFilter Pro, and you see I did a little bit more work on the parameters and how I created it. This drum pattern was actually very difficult to create, so let's check it out. All right, then I chopped it, then I chopped it, then I added a crash from Drum Lab. And even though I did that, I also added, you know, another drum preset from FabFilter to the Drum Lab because I wanted the drums to have a clean sound. Okay, so and check it out. Here, check it out right now. Okay, hear how clean it is. Now I'm going to take it off. Take it out. Bring it back. All right, so let's go to the opening of the beat. All right, this beat is one of my favorites. All right, so when it comes to making a beat, I had to really work on the mix. You see, you notice I put a subtle stereo enhancer on the main group. You can see the bass that I played came from Native Instruments Scarby pre-bass, and you see I put a filter on there because I did not want this bass line to overpower the sample, and I tried my best to blend the bass line with the sample. I wanted it to sound like it was the original sample. Okay, and then I chopped up, you know, the sample some more in my beat tag.
Oh, this.
All right, and more chops. Okay, so check out the intro.
Oh, this. Oh.
Notice, check out how I did the bass. I muffled it. Come to intro. All right. Now let's open up everything right here and let's check out how I did the lead sample without the drums and just do right here. Well, let's see what's going on. And wham. Now you hear how it's offbeat. Well, check it out. The drum is offbeat. Bam. Which makes it on beat. Okay, next we're going to the sax sample. All right, right there. Boom, boom, boom. And you also get to see how I added my own piano loop. All right, and my own piano stab. And my own movie strings. Yeah, check it out, you know what I'm saying? I get real cinematic on this one. All right, so let's check it out all together. Now on the lead sample, the group, I did add a subtle stereo enhancer to give it a more wider feel. And I did do, now this track in particular, I did go track by track and made sure that I put my, you know, some sauce on each track to make it sound loud because I wanted this song to sound like a live cinematic band. All right, cool. Subtle stereo enhancer on that as well. But on the sound in particular, I put a filter, a beat delay, I added EQ and all that. And so let's check it out without that stuff. All right. All right, you hear that bass. So I wanted to let you hear that to show you that in order to get that effect, where if you take a sample and it got a nice sax sound to it, then you want to roll off all the bass, because if not, you know, you're gonna have all that bass on there. All right, so yeah, you don't want that. Okay, so going to the piano, you notice because I played this straight from the MOTIF, I really didn't have to do any like hard, you know, changes to the sound of that piano. The movie strings as well, you know, I just put, you know, the subtle stereo enhancer on that. And for the violin, I did the same thing. Notice it's the same parameter. I didn't change it because by now I pretty much know, you know, how my beats sound. Now when it comes to importing your samples, all right, what I do, I go right here and I normalize every sample that I import, and it brings it up. It makes the sample sound a lot brighter. and louder. But louder is not really the key. You want a brighter sound. That's really what you want. And so then I go right here where it says gain, and sometimes I turn the gain up a little bit, and then sometimes I go to the pan and I pan it, and then I make sure that however I pan it right here, I'll also pan it the same way right there. Sometimes, not all the time. But notice how I have the tracks, how I have each track on a separate group, and notice how I panned the violin the same way I panned it right here. Okay, the same way I panned the movie strings is the same way I panned them right here. So when the listener is listening, they hear it the way I created it, and everything is structured and sequenced properly. All right, so check it out. Now, this is something that happens in hip hop a lot. You have a producer who will do a beat like this, and the sounds will be either too loud or the instruments won't fit, and they're trying to push like a cinematic sound for the beat, and it doesn't fit. You have to make sure, keep in mind, I played all these other instruments by hand. The only thing that's a sample is where it says lead sample, and that's sax. Everything else from the piano to the bass I played by myself. But make sure when you're making a beat, if you're playing over a sample, make sure that it blends with the sample. Here's what I mean. Listen to the sample right here. Okay, let's check out this lead sample and notice how it blends, how I blend it with the sample. All right, now I'm going to show you the sample that I made. I mean the chorus that I played with it. Check it out. Listen to the blend. All right, cool. So make sure you blend. All right, now here's the breakdown right here. Nothing too technical. Just took the drums. I just took the drums, and I think I just changed up the sample a little bit. That's cool, and it's good. You want to have variety in your beats. But when it comes to the bass, I got to go to the bass real quick. This part was very hard to make, so look at how I made the bass. All right, let's just go to this. I'm gonna show you how I made the bass. I had to try my best to play the bass along with the sample. So check this out. Here we go. Listen to the sample. Then I'm going to take out the bass. All right, that's the sample. So this bass, the bass that I used on here, of course, is from Scarby Pre-Bass. You're going to see that a lot. And I did put a filter on it. And on the group, let's see what I did. I actually forgot what I did on here. I did put a subtone stereo enhancer on there. All right. But the big thing is that I had to play this loop, and then I sampled it, right? I played it and then I sampled it, okay? Because I don't know how to play by ear correctly, I had to sit with this beat for so long until I got the bass line right. Some people that do boom bap, they don't really care. They'll just, get a bass note, a bass patch, and they'll just, punch it in however they want to, which is cool because I have beats where I do that as well. But for this particular beat, I really wanted to show, improve, and challenge myself. If we don't challenge ourselves as musicians, then we won't really do more, and that's something that is going to probably step on a lot of people's toes who do boom bap beats. I used to really be in that mindset of, oh man, real hip hop is 90s hip hop, and that's not true. Hip hop is hip hop, right? So, if you're making dope music, you're making dope music. That's the way I look at it. If you're stuck in one mindset, you will never grow. This is why I listen to a lot of young beat makers. I listen to a lot of trap producers. I take what they have and I add it to what I do. Okay, so going to the bass again, I also used, I kept the VST loop, the VST part, but I sampled that part. All right. Now on the dark bass, I use a 1984 synth, and I believe this came from the MOTIF. All right. So let's check that out. All right, right here. So you just want to make sure that when you're making beats that everything blends together. Everything should blend together. And also when you're doing your breakdowns, your beats should sound dope as well. This is what I mean. Let's see if we can do this right here. So let's just play this real quick. All right, let's break it down. Take this out. Someone should be able to say, yeah, man, this beat sound dope. You know what I'm saying? Give it to me like this, or I can rap over it like that. Take out the bass. You know what I'm saying? When you break down your beat should be so dope that they're just waiting for those next parts to come in. You feel me? They're just waiting. They're just waiting. So I want to show you how I added the piano stabs in there. All right, it's one of my favorite parts. Here we go. So I'm listening to the pockets and I'm playing in the pockets of the instrumental. I'm playing in the pocket of the instrumental. Then I'm adding the strings in there. I'm listening to it. And I'm seeing like, okay, what's next? What's next? So I add the strings. Violins, you know what I'm saying? Then I add the bass. It all comes together. And that's pretty much it. So if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm working very hard to give you the breakdown and the behind the scenes of how I created my beats. And I'm going to keep pushing my sample packs because a lot of producers on YouTube do not give you breakdowns of how they create their sample packs. And you don't know sometimes who's creating their sample packs, if they really are creating their sample packs. And so you get to see me working hard behind the scenes. And this is why I really value your support, because there are some producers, unfortunately, who are stealing other people's sounds, and and they're saying that they created it originally. But you get to see me making my tracks straight from scratch, and I do appreciate you all. Please show your boy some love. If you felt this video was informative, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Check out my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, and more. And also, producers, if you need sample packs, head to theroybill.com. Also got some dope merch there as well.